So it's the most demanded topic. What is commercial paper? So we all know that it is regulated by RBI. It's a money market instrument, but what exactly it is? And what is the benefit of that? Well, to answer the suspense, yes, commercial paper are money market instrument, a negotiable instrument, but in order to your supply, it is not issued by the banks. So bank doesn't issue commercial paper. If bank doesn't issue commercial paper, then who does issue the commercial paper? So RBI has allowed companies, primary dealer or financial institutions whose tangible net worth is 4 crore or more, whose bank financial institution sanctioned the working capital limit, and the borrower account is categorized as standard assets. So these people, like the company, financial institutions or primary dealers whose tangible net worth is 4 crore or more, whose bank or financial institution has already sanctioned the working capital limit, or their borrower account categorized as standard assets, so they can raise they can raise the fund from the investor by issuing the commercial paper. So, as I said, it's a negotiable instrument. So, generally, it is from 7 days up to the 1 year. Also, once the tenure is expired, it cannot be extended. So, after 1 year, it cannot be extended. As I mentioned, it is regulated by RBI. Similarly, it's in the form of promissory note. It is always unsecured instrument that the company don't give any security for the commercial paper. So, like the secured debt instrument, there is no such security given to these investors. So, it is always an unsecured instrument. Now, who will be the most likely investor under the commercial paper? So, all we understood is that who can issue the commercial paper. We understood that company or a public dealer or a primary dealer or a financial institution whose tangible net worth is 4 crore or more, whose working capital limit has been sanctioned by the bank or financial institution, and their borrower account is categorized as standard assets. So these company can issue the commercial paper and raise the fund. Now, investor side, it can be either insurance company, pension fund, or other company or other investor. So now we have to understand that the commercial paper cannot be issued by the company to the investor directly. So there has to be one mediator between this, which is known as IPA, which is issuing and paying agent. Commercial paper are issued at discount, and the mode of issue, it can be either in physical form or in a demat form, but it has been mandatorized by the RBI for certain entities like banking or financial institution to held in the demat form only. But we were discussing about how the investor would reach to the company or the company would reach to the investor, because there is a mediator which known as issuing and paying agents. So when investor has to invest in the company, investor has to submit a crossed account pay check to the investor. However, that crossed account pay check would not be on the name of issuing and paying agent. The crossed account pay check would be on the name of the company, but investor cannot directly give it to the company. So the crossed pay check by the investor has to be given to IPA, and IPA would further deliver it to the company. Similarly, as I said, it can be either in physical form or in demat form. So if in case it's in physical form, so while the maturity period is over and the investor wants to redeem the physical form commercial paper, he has to go to the issuing and paying agent and submit his commercial paper, the physically held commercial paper. He has to submit to the issuing and paying agent and redeem it. While if it is under demat form, so the investor has to redeem it from depository only, but the payment of the redemption would be made by issuing and paying agent to the investor. So we all understood one thing over here is that though investor is buying the commercial paper from the company, but he cannot buy it directly from the company. There is a mediator between the company and the investor, which is issuing and paying agent. Now the question arises, who can be issuing and paying agent? So issuing and paying agent can only be a scheduled bank. The issuing and paying agent can only be a scheduled bank. Now for CPs, the credit rating is mandatory, minimum A2. So company has to done the credit rating of the commercial paper, and it has to be minimum rating of A2 by the credit rating agency. Now again, if we talk about denomination, so the commercial paper can only be in the denomination of 5 lakhs or multiple thereof. So a single investor cannot invest an amount lesser than rupees 5 lakh. It has to be a minimum amount of 5 lakh or in multiple thereof, which means that commercial paper can be issued in multiple of 5 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, 15 lakh, 20 lakh, 25 or thereon. So it cannot be issued for 12 lakh as it is not in multiple of 5 lakh. Now the question arises, what would be the maximum amount? So that is decided by the board of director of the company, keeping in mind certain limits. If it is a financial institution, so would consider the RBI limit approval, or if it is a company, that would consider the CRA, that is credit rating agency company approval. So we can see here what is the procedure for issue of commercial paper. So issuer has to appoint the company, public financial institution or primary dealer, whatsoever it is. They have to appoint IPA, which is issuing and paying agent. So once they appoint it, any investor wants to invest it can invest it through IPA, either in physical form or credit rating agency, or sorry, my bad, the credit in the dematerialized form. But we have to understand one thing over here, which is that the issuer appoints IPA, that is issuing and paying agents for issue, that's fine. Issuer has to also given IPA a certificate as a proof of valid agreement between issuer and IPA. So this certificate has to be given by issuer to the investor, the valid agreement between the issuer and IPA, because we understood one thing over here, that IPA is the major playing role authority, or can say mediator over here. So IPA or issuer, or IPA and issuer has an agreement. That proof has to be sent by the issuer to the investor, and issuer has to also disclose the financial position to the investor by their latest audited financial statement. One thing is to be noted over here, that commercial paper cannot be taken by the individual, because the high rated companies can only take the commercial paper, because the issuing company would also check who is the investor over here. The company cannot give the individual the commercial paper, as company wants to be sure of who is the investor. The investor can be either insurance company or a pension fund or other company, money market fund, banks or other investors. So supply side, it would be financial company or holding companies, non-financial firm, that's fine. They can give paper dealer houses, they can give commercial paper to demand side, which is money market fund, banks, insurance company, pension fund, industrial companies or other investors. So now we will understand what is the merits and demerits of issuing the commercial paper. Firstly, it says that it provides more fund as compared to other source at lower rate. Commercial paper provides fund to the company at lower rate. Company always seeking the fund, always try to seek the fund at lower rate. So if somebody is giving a company a fund at lower rate, company would be in a win-win situation. So it is a merit to the company that the fund company is getting is at lower rate. Now, provides a continuous source of fund. Commercial paper provides the company a continuous source of fund till it expires. Cost to issuing company is less because investment interest rate on loan is less. The cost to the issuing company, so issuing company which was issuing the commercial paper, the cost to the company is generally less because the interest rate on loan is less. It is unsecured legally but highly secured. Why this line says that it is unsecured legally but highly secured? Because we can say that only financially secure and highly rated organization can raise money through commercial papers. So we can say that the company who is very rich company or a big company or a highly financed company or a highly rated organization, only they can raise funds from the company, from the issuer, so they can only raise the commercial paper. So though it is unsecured legally, there is no it is not backed by any security, but it is highly secured because we are giving commercial paper to super rich companies. The maturity can be tailored as per the need. So we will understand what is the demerits of the commercial paper. So amount of money is limited on deductible liquidity of supplier. Not all the company can issue commercial paper. Only financially secure and highly rated organization can issue commercial paper. So it's a demerit for other companies who cannot get the funds by the commercial paper. So yes, it's a demerit for other companies. Again, duration of commercial paper cannot be extended. So likewise, we have seen in many mutual funds or in many instrument, in many money market instrument also, or in many other instrument also, the duration of the duration is generally not, we can say, restricted on extensions. It can freely extend it, but in case of commercial paper, the duration of commercial paper, once that expire, cannot extend it. So yes, it's a demerit for the commercial, for the investor, for the investee company. All right, so I hope you have all understood what is commercial paper. So in order to know some very interesting facts like that, please subscribe to my channel, like on it, and comment if you like it. Your motivation, your appreciation is my motivation. Bye for now.